My parents taught me to be a grown-up girl. That's why when they set my hair on fire at school, I stood there in silence. I knew that at home, they would just tell me it was my own fault. My name is Evan, I'm 28, and for almost my entire adult life, I've been trying to understand where a child's duty ends and where normal human boundaries begin. I was taught to be a grown-up girl from childhood. My parents were media people, social events, constant smiles for strangers. I had to appear smart, sweet, and composed, starting from about the age of 5. To be hungry was shameful, to cry was forbidden, to ask for help was a disgrace. While other children were throwing tantrums, I kept my back straight and smiled, even if I was falling asleep on my feet. So when problems started at school, I didn't have the tool of telling the adults. It simply didn't exist. In the 5th grade, I had constant stomach pains because my parents would forget to leave me money for food. To ask for it meant admitting weakness, so I secretly got a part-time job. In the 7th grade, when I started having pains down there, I made an appointment with a gynecologist myself. The diagnosis was a cyst, procedures, hormones, all paid for by me. I lied to my parents about extracurricular activities to avoid explaining why I was coming home late. It was shameful and scary, but I knew there would be no help anyway. But there was one battle that was impossible to win alone: bullying. When I was transferred to a new, disadvantaged class, I couldn't have imagined a worse environment. They noticed me right away and disliked me just as quickly. A straight-A student, a favorite of the teachers with no support, the perfect target. At first, they made fun of my last name and my weight. Then they found other amusements. They would corner me behind the school, push me in the hallways, take my wallet, and steal the money. The very money I earned to keep from going hungry. The boys would fill condoms with water from the river where leeches swam and pour it on me. They would put a full trash can over my head. They broke my notebooks and my belongings. And one day, yes, they set my hair on fire with a lighter, just to see how it would burn. The stress caused me to develop heart pains. And then, the most humiliating thing of all, enuresis. At 14, I could wet myself in front of the entire class. After that, the bullying became even more brutal. I was turning into a shadow that was convenient to kick, and I remained silent, because a grown-up girl doesn't complain. One day, a teacher accidentally saw me get pushed. For the first time in many months, someone actually noticed that something was happening to me. My parents were called to the school. A classmate's mother screamed that her boy would never, that I was provoking him myself, and that I should have said something sooner. My mother blushed, looked at the floor, and said nothing. That was the final lesson of my childhood. If you are being humiliated, you will be left alone. The teacher threatened to make a scene, and that was the end of it. Not because anyone felt sorry for me, but because messing with me had become risky. High school was quieter. There were new people, new activities. A feeling emerged that life could be better than childhood. But the consequences, they don't just disappear with graduation. I grew up to be a person who knows how to be vibrant and convenient, but not how to trust seeking attention. I got into relationships where I wasn't respected. I got entangled in toxic relationships until I realized I am still living by the strategies of that girl whose hair was set on fire, and the girl who was told at home, "Don't whine." Now I have a wide circle of friends, but deep intimacy is difficult for me. I can be the life of the party, but when I'm around people I could open up to, I freeze. Where I need to ask for support, I automatically do everything myself, not because I'm strong, but because I'm as bad at asking for help as that 14-year-old girl in wet jeans who knew that no one would come. And recently, my son was born. I look at him and I make a vow to myself to see his every need, to hear his every signal, to never let him feel like the same lonely child that I was. And at the same time, there is a fear inside me. Will I be able to teach him to ask for help if I am still learning how to do it myself?